It feels like it's been so long since we've had anything for Strive. With us coming out and having an entire Yu-Gi-Oh deck and the online being the online, Strive has unfortunately taken a bit of a backseat for a while. Hopefully when Season 3 gets announced, they give us something to draw people back in. What? Whoa, 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 whoa! What is that? Oh my god, what's that? No way, what the? Let's go! Yes, 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 yeah! We are so back. We're so back. We're so back, dude. I'm so happy. Johnny. I am so excited for the new season of Strive. And not just because they finally added Johnny to the game. It's mostly because they added Johnny. But there's a lot being added to Strive, and I quickly want to run over everything we know about the new Strive season in this video, so we're all prepared for the 24th of August when the update drops. So, without further ado, let's talk about Guilty Gear Strive Season 3. But first, a message from our sponsor, War Thunder. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. You can choose from over 2,000 different vehicles like tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships to play in dynamic combined arms PvP game modes. Each one of the vehicles has an immaculate amount of detail and are modeled all the way down to their individual components with very detailed damage models. My favorite feature is the X-ray mode that lets you see exactly what happened to your enemy after you shot them. It's really cool. The game also has several different levels of immersion for all types of players. From fast-paced warfare to tactical experience, there really is a game mode for everyone. Interested? Well, use my link in the description and you'll receive a large free bonus pack including multiple premium vehicles, a premium account, several boosters, and much more. So what are you waiting for? Go play War Thunder on PC, Xbox Series X or S, PlayStation 5, and previous gen consoles today. Thank you for the sponsor, War Thunder. To begin with, several characters are getting new special moves, starting with 6 of the 15 original members of the cast. The characters we know that are getting special moves so far are Mei, Faust, Ramlethal, and Angie. I have also been told that some people have found a new special move for Giovanna, however, I can't find the evidence while making this video, but I'm hoping they're right because that would be funny. Let's quickly go over each of these special moves and what their uses might be. Mei's is probably the least impactful while still looking like a nightmare for Strive players. She is now able to jump cancel her dolphin in order to avoid players being able to counter it. From looking at the trailer, it seems that she has around 13 frames of delay after the jump before she's actionable, and the dolphin doesn't continue forward like it would in plus R, so this may just entirely be used as a baiting tool. Still, it's very upsetting that in our first batch of new moves, Mei of all characters gets something new to play with, while she's still absolutely dominating in a lot of scenes. Faust is getting a new way to mess with his items, being an item store move. Instead of simply throwing out the item like he usually does, he is able to summon the item and actually store it for later use. This is massive for Faust, and I think it's going to lead to a lot of interesting combos and set play with this character, as quite a lot of his items have really good hitboxes. Not to mention storing a meteor to use later in neutral is going to be absolutely devastating to the opponent. I'm not looking forward to getting hit with more mini-Faust bullshit, though. Ramlethal can now manipulate the earth beneath her feet and pull you towards her. This is really good for Ram. Not that she struggled mid-screen, but now being able to force a mix-up situation and then bring the opponent to the corner is very, very good for the character and makes her a bit more well-rounded. Finally, Angie has a new move where he does my favorite activity, and goes fishing. This move looks like an invincible reversal for Angie, however, there's a bit of ambiguity on how it works. The trailer makes it look like he can use this move from the parry spin. However, after talking to some Angie mains, they swear that this move is just a DP since he uses it at the end of the spin. Which do you think? Go argue about it in the comments or just tell me which characters you think actually deserve new special moves instead of fucking Mei. And while you're down there, why not hit the subscribe button? After that, we have the new universal moves being Wild Assault and Deflect Shield. Both of these mechanics use up the burst gauge instead of using the tension gauge, meaning you have a new way to use the burst gauge, which isn't just an easy way to get full meter. And if you use your burst in any other way, then you're obviously not European and you should leave this video immediately. I'm joking. Kinda. Wild Assault is a forward advancing attack which can have multiple properties. Right now we know that there are 3 different versions of the attack, being blue, white, and red, or orange. Apart from more French representation, these new moves all do different things, depending on their colors. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to do a little bit of speculation in order to figure out what each of these do. The most obvious is the white version, which we see Gold Lewis and Nago using. This version is entirely projectile invincible, and is a good tool for bigger body characters to be able to get through some of the annoying pressure from mid-screen. It seems that this is the version that is going to be given to the big body characters, so it'll be characters like Gold Lewis, Nago, and Potemkin, which for all of these characters is a massive buff. Next up is the Blue Wild Assault that we can see Bridget and Happy Chaos using. This is a Wild Assault that guard crushes the opponent when they block and can be used for combos in the corner. It looks pretty good for conversions and block pressure. It may be that you can hold it down for guard crush and just tap it for a combo since Bridget's is the same color but seems to be faster than Happy Chaos's. I imagine this will be given more to range focused characters, so Bridget, Happy Chaos, and Axel. Characters like that. Finally, we have the red or orange, and we know basically nothing about this one. We can see Testament using it here in the background of the final shot of the trailer, but I have no idea what this might be. Maybe it's possible that it's an overhead attack or an armored attack, but that's basically all I've got. I thought that Testament would have the blue one, considering that they are more ranged like the other characters we've seen with blue, but who knows. Next to that, we have the Deflect Shield, a new defensive mechanic. This looks similar to how a push block would work, with a couple of cool quirks. To begin with, the attack seemingly blocks any attack that connects with it when the orange flash happens, regardless of how the user is blocking. It then shoves the opponent back with a shockwave, and it might give you invincibility frames after the flash. I'm not sure if Gold Lewis just whiffs the attack here, or if Sin has iframes, and the attack doesn't connect, but either way, it's a nice way to get out of these situations. Also, I just want to point out that Sin's fast flash is so much faster than what it was. Slowing down the video, it's around 10 frames now, so I'm very happy about that. That is a major buff to the boy. Also, the developers mentioned that they were buffing standard burst in some ways. However, they haven't revealed how they're buffing it yet. I imagine it's going to give you something if it connects, maybe more burst meter so you can use the new mechanics. Who knows? Future us know, but don't worry about that. But the biggest update is easily the long-awaited return of Soul's old fast slash. Also, yeah, the guy from Chuck E. Cheese is here. I have been asking for this man since the game came out, and he's finally here. Thank fucking God. I am so happy. Johnny is easily the coolest character in Guilty Gear to ever exist. Being the leader of the Jellyfish Pirates, this man is addicted to 2 things: being a gambling addict and being the only good father in the Guilty Gear universe. Until recently. He's always been known to be a technical character, and in Exiled he was absolutely broken. So hopefully they transfer that over to Strive, because remember everybody, Johnny gets to be top tier because he's cool. I want to quickly go over some of the moves that they've shown in the trailer and talk about the possible strategies that Johnny will be able to do and what moves he has that are new and the ones that are from the older games. Let's start with the biggest difference between Strive Johnny and the old Johnnies. Johnny's old gimmick was that he had a set amount of coins that he could use in a match, and any coins that hit the opponent would level up his Mistfinder move. In Strive, the coins aren't there, but they are replaced with cards. When a card is attacked, it causes it to turn into a hitbox. This can be used for setups and combos. It seems that Mistfinder has no way to level itself up like in the old games, which is definitely a shame, but the new card mechanic definitely looks cool. Speaking of Mistfinder, it is obviously back and works pretty similar to how it used to, being a straight line attack in front of Johnny, done from a stance. It still has the ability to hit in different directions, being straight ahead of him, on the ground, and above him, probably. But we don't know if it has a level up sequence like it does in the older games. The stance also allows you to dash forward and backwards a set distance, and this dash is fast. In the trailer, Johnny enters the stance, dashes forward, and grabs Anji. The time between getting Anji to block a normal and throwing him was 35 frames. This sounds like a lot, but watching it back in real time, it's extremely quick. Not to mention, Johnny seems to be able to go into Mistfinder stance really quickly, with it taking about 3 frames. Assuming that this is like how Mistfinder worked in previous games, he'll be able to cancel the stance just as quickly as he could get into it, meaning he can mess with his frame advantage on his normals, which is going to be sick. What else has he got in his kit then? Well, there's an old move from Plus R that makes its triumphant return. Oh god, how the hell do I say this? Ensenga is an air special that Johnny has where he throws a bottle of Jack Daniels in the air and cuts it in half, setting the whole thing on fire. In Plus R, this was a quick overhead that could be turned into a full combo with a bit of meter. In Strive, it seems to look like it's going to work in a very similar way, with it having some low profile properties. Hopefully it's still an overhead so we can easily open up people and do funky combos instead of just using it as a surprise tool. You could probably do something similar to Baiken's TK Yosan Sen if it isn't overhead if you fast RC it. He also has his flip move known as Killing Joker. In older games he was able to choose if he got a slashing attack from this move. I'm not sure if you're forced to do it in Strive or you can still choose how the attack comes out. However, it does now send a card out in front of where he lands, leading to more combos and hopefully more pressure. Apart from being able to just throw a card, that's all of the special moves that we know at this time. Now it's time for the supers. The one that we know the most about seems to be a new version of Treasure Hunter. He throws a card at you and transitions into a giant slashing attack. This may refill cards for him if they are a limited resource, but if not, it's just an easy confirm tool. After that, we have his cinematic super, which is probably going to be Strive's version of That's My Name, in which he writes a J in flames on the target before dealing a bunch of damage. Should be good to cash out in combos and send people through the wall, but it probably won't have much more utility after that. Overall, I am extremely excited for Johnny and the Season 3 changes. Let me know what you're looking forward to the most in the comments section and what you think Johnny will play like in the Strive engine. Also, a massive shout out to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out the game in the link in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next week. As always, a very special thanks to 64 MHz, Almost Nap Time, Ben from Canada, Cervantes de Leon, Daniel Wiederick, DJ Mindsoul, Games.png, I Am Naoto, Jackal Reeves, MP04, Nhoa, Ray W, Rich Mine, Super, Forcon, Tom Tanks, Voltaic Charge, and Zandatsu for being Tier 2 patron supporters.